roller coaster.
What do you mean you never heard of Scalar? I mean, look at him. He's riding on a vine naked. What other video game character can do that? What the fuck is this? So this is Scalar. It's the second video game I've ever owned. The first one, of course, being Shrek 2.
I'm a green...
Yeah, shut up. Oh, God. Already you can see the sheer influence of the era of animal mascot platformers. He's even grinding on the front here. What game wasn't doing grinding at this point? But you got Sonic, obviously. Ratchet and Clank, Ty... Did Zappa the Wicked Cricket grind it all? Give your enemies a tongue lashing they will never forget. Sounds sexy. Oh, holy shit, check out this beefy novel tucked away here. Believe it or not, kids, there actually used to be a point as to why these game cases were made so large. I mean, at least recently they've managed to shrink them down a bit, you know, while still leaving room for the CD inside. Meanwhile, what the hell, Nintendo? Sea turtles are dying! Let's take a quick look at the manual, huh? Yep, first thing we see is Scalar, who's witnessed a war crime. Look here, we have Bobby, Scalar, Jenkins, Leon, Bootcamp. Whoa, is that The Rock?
Scalar Jenkins.
I have more muscle in my baby.
So basically what's going on here is that Scalar stumbled across an evil plot. These lizard men have been stealing lizard eggs, and if there's one thing that Scalar loves, it's skateboarding. And lizards. But he gets caught, leading to him being tortured via electric chair. Holy shit! Oh yeah, that's what I would also say when being electrocuted to death. Yeah, yahoo. It'll be in all the papers. As is common for basically every single animal mascot platformer from the 2000s, the main character's gotta be a wise-cracking funny guy at all times.
Ooh. Did anyone get the license plate number of that truck?
Okay, so I am playing this on an emulator, which means, well, the game's in widescreen, which looks great, it does. It was obviously never intended to be played this way, meaning there are a few graphical bugs here and there. I did try to play in the original aspect ratio, but for some reason all they did in the emulator was squish the screen, so we'll just have to deal with the thick menus. Scalar's a simple kind of guy, so he's got a simple kind of control scheme here. He's kind of slippery on the ground, but you get used to it. He can jump and double jump, and in doing so channeling his inner middle-aged man. He can use his long tongue to lick enemies or other things, I guess. Use your imagination, ladies. He's got his claws for his 3-hit combo. What else can he do? First person view. That's amazing. He can climb on walls like a lizard, use camouflage, stun enemies with an electric bomb attack. Later on, he can transform into multiple creatures found throughout the levels. So, of course, knowing all this, the first thing the game's gotta have you do is rail grind. Because it's an animal mascot platformer! The rail grinding is mostly automatic, so Sonic fans will feel, you know, right at home. However, there are a bunch of obstacles scattered all over the, well, I'm not going to call them rails anymore, over the vines, so you need to jump, crouch, and change rails in order to avoid them. They get pretty challenging later on, so you'll actually need kind of quick reflexes here. Can I please point out how gorgeous this game looks? This is a PS2 game, everybody! I get that I'm upscaling it to HD, but still! This shit was made back in 2004 for a console with the processing power of a potato plugged into a wall socket, and it still looks better than any modern Pokemon game. Yeah, I don't doubt that Frontiers is also going to be better. I'm sorry?
Whoa! You're one ugly figment of my imagination.
You aren't so easy on the eyes either, small, blue, and gruesome. Name's Leon.
Leon? That was my father's name.
Was?
He left us when I was young.
Oh, that's rough, kid.
Oh, there he goes. Off to buy more cigarettes. Oh, camera thought it was in Australia for a second there. First level's pretty great. There's a lot of variety in both the challenges to overcome and level design. I could take a bunch of different spots from this level and say, hey, this all looks pretty different. What am I trying to say here? The later levels are also pretty unique with their own mechanics and stuff, but I will admit the condensed and focused level design of the first one doesn't really carry through the further you go. You do start to notice them getting a little more linear and barren as you progress through the game, and in some of the levels, the vine grinding sections start getting a little longer than they should be. Speaking of getting a little longer than it should be, who's this babe? Damn, forget Scalar, we're playing Scaly. This is the unlockable concept art menu. It's a really neat addition. You can check out all sorts of developmental artwork from pre-production. This means there's concept art from when the game was intended to be a more bright and colourful, I guess you could say, regular animal mascot platformer, before they chose a new art direction and got all freaky deaky. There's also a bunch of concept art for Scalar's design. I mean, check out this bastard. No one's gonna buy a video game with this bit of rotten cheese on the cover. Let's see, what else we got here? The game follows the regular platforming status quo. You go through the level until you reach the end and nab the collectible at the end, showing a small cutscene like in Jak and Daxter, which are a little awkward sometimes due to the lack of music. Oh my god, Scalar, cover up! But then on the other lizard egg, sometimes they do add music, and it's... But being a lizard-loving activist, Scalar sure does treat the eggs like shit. Back ye, demon! Of course there's not just, ow, I really hurt myself! Ah! My ass! Oh, of course there's not just platforming involved in an animal mascot platformer from the 2000s. That would make the game too focused. Say hello to turret segment. Wait, sorry, that was wrong. Say hello to anxiety-filled turret segment. Help! Big teeth balls! At least it's just balls with teeth and not a giant flying crab scorpion. I don't think I could handle that. Wow, I walked right into that one, didn't I? The majestic crab scorpion T-poses back into the ocean. These segments wouldn't be so scary if the enemies weren't headed straight for your face! Oh! Let's talk about something else. How about the fact that you can turn into a ball? Scalar can transform into 6 different creatures found throughout the lizard world. It's a way for the developers to give us multiple playable characters with different gameplay styles while still working it into Scalar's basic kit. It was kind of like Ben 10 before Ben 10, Bob 6. Judging from the concept art, originally they wanted Scalar to have a crapload more transformations, which would have been really cool, but you know, game development requires time and effort, unfortunately. Doesn't stop me from wanting to be able to transform into a Screepy. Look how cute he is. And now he's dead. He's dead forever. You've got the Bakudan, a gremlin kind of thing that can use bombs to clear pathways and destroy force fields by exploding all the, Oh, my childhood. Swoom is my favorite, and not just because he's got a swim for all the rings. Thanks, Marlon. Now, Swimming is just kind of okay. He's my favorite because he goes, I just think that's neat. Proves it has the turret segment on wheels. Fucking, you like the teeth and balls segments? How about this, huh? How about this? Man, what a relaxing experience! Doozum, what the fuck kind of name is Doozum? He can fly around? Fly for all the rings! And of course we got Croc. Croc a shit. It's Lizard Marble Blast for poor people. What more do you want, right? There's a level based around this transformation where all you do is race on the same track 6 million times, completing slightly different goals, like this one. Where you gotta race the dragon. You see him? There he goes! We will never see him again. In order to speed up, you gotta roll for all the rings! Marlon, can you fuck off? But honestly, these weren't as big of a challenge as I remember them being. They were all extremely easy. Again, the hardest thing about this level is the fucking turret segment beforehand. Now, unfortunately, you don't get to use whatever transformation you want in a level. Each one has their own specific transformation you can use, which is unfortunate, but I mean, I get it. Platforming would be a fucking joke if you could just doozum your way to the end of the level. Although you could have just replaced the doozum with the farting chicken man or something, I don't know. Some levels don't even have a transformation, like Coraida's here. You gotta deal with it all without any bombs or balls. Holy shit, he broke his neck!
Leon? Hello?
Oh, sorry.
Your mom's named Jillian. How do you know?
Because I fucked your mum, Scalar. I fucked her real good. Hey, buddy. You right there? You okay? You like that? Arenas are scattered throughout the levels in which you gotta kill all the enemies to continue. Pretty standard as far as animal mascot platformers go, I know. And to start off with, they're not too bad. Help But as the game goes on, they start showing up more and more frequently. Fighting really isn't the most fun thing to do in Scalar, and these things start getting longer and longer. It gets real tiresome. Actually, shit, I think the final couple of levels have more arena fights in them than all the others combined. And that's not saying the earlier ones didn't already have plenty. Like, how many fucking cackling witches do you want me to fight before you believe I can kill them? These motherfucking yippin' yappin' dogs are more dangerous and annoying than any big fucking lizard freak they'll send at you. Okay, I just kind of felt unfair. Don't throw 30 of them at you at once and just expect you to deal with them. Scalar's not great at handling a crowd, you know. You can do the 1-2 hit combo just fine, but the third one's lathered and treacle, taking 6 billion fucking years to come out, meaning you'll get hit every single time. Thankfully, I discovered the power of the jump slash. It's quick, it hits multiple enemies, and it hits once at the apex and once again on the ground. Forget the 1-2-3 combo, this shit's unbeatable. Ow! Stop! Stop! I always thought these platforms looked like some sort of delicious lime-flavored dessert. The bosses aren't really anything to write home about either. Oh! The Iguana King is an intimidating first boss, but the rest are just kind of there. You have the trio fight. 2.5D! Jazz here just kind of slides over and over again. Rhombus tries to sit on you, and Turbine vomits, farts, and shits all at the same time. I've already mentioned Anxiety Crab. Boot Camp here was an interesting idea, but it's just another turret segment disguised as a boss fight. And finally, Luga, the big baddie. Not a bad boss fight here. There's even a fake out where afterwards he jumps into the arena and you're all like, oh shit! Man, look at him. This guy works out.
Bobby, are you all right?
Couldn't be better.
Where's Luke?
Oh, Leon.
There's our way home. It's unstable. We'll have to hurry.
What are we waiting for? Yeah! No. Dad? You gotta make it!